What if your dog didn't come into your life by chance? What if the bond you share, the recognition, the comfort, the quiet understanding, didn't begin in this lifetime at all? And what if death doesn't end it? Many people describe their connection with a dog as different from any other relationship. Deeper, simpler, somehow timeless. Edgar Cayce, often called the sleeping prophet, suggested there may be a reason for that. He taught that animals are not accidents of nature. They are spiritual beings, expressions of the same creative force that animates all life. Today, we're going to explore what Cayce revealed about animal souls, what happens to dogs after death, and why the love you share may be far more enduring than you've been taught to believe. If you've ever lost a beloved pet, you know this grief. The empty place by the door, the quiet where their breathing used to be, the instinct to reach down and finding nothing there. And in those moments, a question rises naturally. Where did they go? Are they still somewhere? Will I ever see them again? For a long time, traditional belief systems offered little comfort. Animals were often described as having no soul, no afterlife, no continuation beyond the body. But Edgar Cayce's readings offered a very different perspective. According to Cayce, all life is spirit expressing itself through form, not just humans, but minerals, plants, and animals as well. Spirit moving into matter. This means the animal kingdom is not separate from spirit. Your dog is not a soulless biological machine. They are a living expression of the same divine source that animates you. However, Cayce did make one important distinction between humans and animals. Humans possess free will, the ability to act against divine harmony. Animals do not. They live in alignment. They don't choose cruelty. They don't live in deception. They don't act from ego. Cayce taught that animals exist in a state of innocence, not ignorance, but spiritual coherence. Every wag of the tail, every moment of unconditional love, every expression of joy. These are signs of a soul living in harmony with its source, and that innocence does not disappear at death. So what happens when a dog passes away? Cayce's answer was clear. Animals continue after physical death. They do not vanish. They do not dissolve into nothingness. Their essence, their awareness, and their love persist. Cayce also taught that animals reincarnate, not randomly, but within what he described as soul groups. Just as humans often reincarnate alongside familiar souls, as parents, children, or companions, animals tend to remain with the souls they are bonded to. That dog who seemed to understand you without words. That animal who arrived during a difficult chapter of your life. That presence that felt less like ownership and more like partnership. According to Cayce, these are not coincidences. They are soul contracts, agreements formed in love. Many people describe a moment of instant recognition when meeting a pet for the first time, a feeling of familiarity that doesn't make logical sense. Cayce suggested that souls recognize each other before the conscious mind does. The form may change, the species may change, but the bond remains. A soul that once shared a different life, a different role, may return as a companion animal, closer, gentler, more intimate, still loyal, still present, still connected. When Cayce was asked whether readings could be given for animals, he said it could be done, but might not be understood unless one learned dog language. This wasn't humor. He was pointing to the idea that animal consciousness operates differently from human consciousness. Animals function within a group consciousness, often mistaken for instinct. This does not erase individuality. Anyone who has loved an animal knows each one has a unique personality, preferences, and ways of expressing love. What it does mean is that animals remain true to their nature. They don't pretend. They don't fragment themselves. They don't wear masks. And that authenticity is precisely why they heal us. Many people report experiences after a pet passes, dreams where the animal appears healthy and peaceful, a sense of presence, the sound of movement where none should be. Cayce described death as passing through God's other door. For animals who live without fear or guilt, this transition may be especially gentle. Pets may remain close for a time, not because they are lost, but because they want to reassure the ones they love. This communication is not complicated. There is no agenda, just love. continuing across the veil. If animals have souls, if they choose us, and if love continues beyond death, then every moment with them matters. The walks, the quiet companionship, the difficult days, even the goodbye. Your grief is not excessive, it is appropriate. You didn't lose a possession, you experienced a separation. Casey taught that love is the greatest force in the universe, and it cannot be destroyed. It transcends form, it transcends time, it transcends death. Perhaps animals are not just companions. Perhaps they are teachers. They live in the present. They love without conditions. They trust completely. They find joy in simplicity. Everything we forget, they remember. And when you look into your dog's eyes and feel something ancient looking back, that isn't imagination. That is recognition. Two souls meeting again. If this reflection resonates with you, consider subscribing to the channel. Cayce Reflections is a quiet space for exploring soul, memory, and love beyond time. You're also welcome to share your pet's name in the comments below. This space is for remembrance, because souls that love each other, according to everything Edgar Cayce taught, always find their way back.